Welcome! This is Abby.
And Joy!
And Dai.
Yes.
Look at our studio. Upgraded!
Upgraded. Thank you.
Yes. So, Dai, finally, balik na kita sa tong podcast, diba?
Yes, that's correct.
And 2025 na, guys. So, new us.
New us, new concept.
New concept. And
Yes.
for all the Bisaya all over the world out there.
Yes.
And sa mga hilig po nga, mutanaw mga Bisaya, diba?
Yeah. And even podcast in general.
Yes. So, we're on
back.
our episode 26.
26. Yes.
Entitled The Hustle Culture, The Hustle versus the Chill, Finding Balance in a Burnout Culture. Murag,
Wow.
relatable.
Relatable in today's society, isn't
Yes,
it?
correct.
Yeah.
So, Day, ikaw, Day, sugdan yung ginato.
Mm.
Para nimo, unsay definition sa hustle culture and burnout culture in today's world?
Kuan siya dahil kanang brief lang ako ha, concise lang
Sige,
siya.
sige.
I think both are similarly the same. It's more focused on career and or professional and personal success achievements or even growth, which fueled by internal or external influences that can give you an immense pressure. Ikaw day.
Tinuod, no? Kay, di ba, karon tanan kay fast-paced kaayo.
True.
For me, ang hustle culture kay is a thing nowadays that you really need to be super hardworking and ambitious at the expense of personal time, rest, and well-being. It is the idea that success kuno is achieved only through constant grinding nga nang sige lang yung ka-grind sa imong self, imong life ba. Burnout culture on the other hand is normalizing chronic stress, murag exhaustion, dapat kapuyon jud ka and may emotional drain jud ka. Due to constant pressure to perform and achieve, like overworking karon nowadays murag na normal na ang overtime imbis dili unta dapat, di ba? Poor sleep, diet, and poor exercise habit, as nowadays uso na kayo ang emotional exhaustion, like mentally drained na ka, leading to unpleasant and unmotivated feelings. So mo na murag manotice nimo karon ba? Pero ba normal na siya?
Like for you, Day, have you experienced feeling burnt out, like in general? Like na ba kay mga instances where you feel like, oh, this is too much, I had enough?
Uy, kanang there are a lot of times that I feel really burnt out, but what strike me, like dili ko kalimot ato nga experience is when I transition myself on being here in UK, because this is my first time going out of my comfort zone, like being away from home, being a first time OFW Filipino worker coming from here, and naatlan pa jud ko na I work in the ward. So my God, the idea of my expectation and reality was never really met. Kay in the Philippines, liba naman dili man kay ta bedside care, more on functional nursing man, mi kanang nay magbuhat sa medication, na ay charge nurse nga siya magtan-aw o oversee sa tanan. But when I transitioned here in UK, na-shock ang bayo at kay bedside care. Kay oh my gosh, ako'y mo ilo, ako'y mapakaon sa mga pasyente nya. Kung nay relatives kay dili baya na ang relatives mo kay mutabang nimo. Like example, if mag-toilet ang pasyente, if musuka ang pasyente, if mag-bleeding, labi na if malibang ang pasyente, tawagon kanila guys, dili sila motabang nimo. So inana mura kog na culture shock, aside from culture shock, mura kog, my gosh, sakto ni akong gi pursue nga dream nga mura, my gosh, pinag-caregiver. Kanang pinasharon ko neta nga inana nga feeling akong nakuha this, my gosh. Sakto ni eventually naka-adjust ko sa ward. It just so happened that naabot ko sa point nga na burnout ko ato kay kana ganing feeling nga I am not happy anymore in my job. Before I used to look forward ko kay na ay mga new things, new learnings, but eventually naabot ko sa point na I cannot keep it anymore. Aside sa pressure, aside sa kanang sa kakapoy sa ward, workload wise, permi short staff ato, and that was COVID, guys. Dito jud ko na kayon nga kapoy gyud kay siya nga lauy mura kog my gosh I am tinuod gyud nila ingon basta ma-burnout ka no kay unmotivated ka sa una ka excited ka mo duty karon kay no duty na sad murag ingon ana nga feeling niyan I don't want to go and continue on that feeling ba so mo na ni ana jud ko nga lauy lisuda de ma-burnout no kay you are physically drained but especially grabe good of mentally drained good ka. Aside sa ingon ana kay imong mga kauban kay stressful na jud kay sila gani. Mutuod jud ko no diri nga ako learning from experience. Kanang mas prefer pa nako nga makig-duty ko sa kanang lain nga lahi kaysa kapwa nato kay reality hurts no usahay ang mga kapwa Pilipino nimo mao pay mo down nimo. Mo na ako experience diri ha. Mo na
But not all
ha. On my experience, mas kompante na lang kung laing lahi ang akong ka-duty kay kanang walay paki sa imong personal life, walay paki kung unsa imong whereabouts, work lang gyud sila. Whereas ang ubang mga Pinoy kay paki pa sa imong life inana na stress ko na drain ko ana nga moment. Physically drained pa ko sa ward, napakapinan pa gyud ana mga toxic na mga tao. Samot ka drain akong beauty guys. So wala ni hawa gyud ko ato knowing nga kabalo gyud ko nga dili ma-burn out gyud ko and then ma-drain ko then mo na lang gani na ako ang kanang I need my peace of mind gani. So mo na akong giprotektahan mo nang nihawag gyud ko sa ward and right now I'm already in PACU or recovery and I'm so happy. Ikaw day na ba kay story for you itself?
I think similar ata kay we work in the hospital, isn't it? Yeah. Katong I used to work in the ward as well, where diba if you are working in the ward long hours magud siya, it's
yes,
either
long day diri
long
no?
day
12 hours
or
diri
night shift. So flexible hours siya, it can like ruin you as well because you know ang imong sleep pattern dili na siya kanabang consistent. It's hard, you know, when you're doing night shift and then the next day you'll be working long day. So similar to you, Day. It was also during COVID-19, you know, the first wave. Like I never really felt that kind of exhaustion in my life. Na I was totally drained. It made me question, was it really or is it really the career that I want to pursue in the long run? So I was not in a healthy space, like similar to yours as well, like mentally drained, emotionally drained, physically, social, spiritual, all your entire well-being good. So that's why to cut the long story short, I really made a conscious decision that to move and or venture into another field of nursing. If I will make a comparison, I am much in a better environment. I like the hours of my work schedules. I get to have my weekends, and for the future, you know, I'm open to anything, isn't it? Because life is full of surprises.
Correct,
for the future, you know, I will not be seeing myself working still full time in the hospital, but we'll never know what life pans out in our life, isn't it?
Truly.
So Day, so karon manaman ta sa atong personal experiences. So did we ever or do we have any pros and cons about, you know, hustle or burnout culture?
Kanang negative no positive sa
imong advantages or disadvantages?
Para nako no kana nga culture no kay ang positive side niya kay you will become an achiever because you are focused on grinding and work hard mag-work hard ka for yourself, so you become consistent to your goal. And but despite aside ana since achiever man ka, naapod siya consequences or what I said negative pud ana. Since you are consistent and you keep on grinding and working hard, eventually mura kag battery ba nga ma-drain ra gyud ka eventually. Because I believe kanang dapat manggod mo grind ka kay naa kay dili kay naa kay i-prove or i-validate sa laing tao, but because mo grind ka kay para nimo naa kay personal goal nga imo ikuan like kanang nindot siya nga personal goal kay makatabang ka sa laing tao but not to the extent na mauna lang pud na imong gi-focusan sa imong life. Mo na feel ako nindot siya kay ma-achiever ka but on the negative side of it is that ma-drain ka eventually. Despite you being achiever, you will realize that it's not a suitable thing to do because your body is not the same when you are in your 20s. Like for me ha, na kumpara gyud na nako, like in our 20s na kaya gyud ang 16 hours grind, di ba? Kanang sleep off ra or kanang dili mo tunga ang imong dili mo tunga ang imong ka-receivean sa 2 to 10 na shift. Kay okay ra mo straight ka from 6 to 10 then ugma kay balik na pud ka 6 AM walay problema. Walay tulganay hala laag dito pero na karon di jud di na madaday as in
your level of energy is not the same.
Then para nako kay negative sad siya kay wala na kay work-life balance kay ang imuha rang gi-focus is on your work side. Wala pud ka nag-focus sa unsa may relaxation nimo. How do you also focus that one in your life kay we really need that relaxation especially nowadays that very fast pace kaayo nga usahay ma-overwhelm ka sa kapaspas nga hulog kadali ra ba sa oras so ingon ana ba nindot siya pero napod siya consequences sa iyahang hustle and burnout culture. Ikaw day unsa pa man imong ma-add-on ana?
So similar lang siya day kanang di ba when we are on our early years like 20s you can do I know someone I'm not gonna mention name nga trabaho pa karon sa isa ka job the next day trabaho pa sa a different job so and then we live in the city and work in the city so you kinda hustle because it's a fast pace as you've mentioned earlier on. Most of us are always in a hurry and then you forget to breathe sometimes. So looking back in our early 20s and 30s we used to hustle, diba, as we've mentioned, doing extra job on top of our main job okay, para lang kwarta so our motivation is money. Like yes, you are earning more money and then you can buy whatever you want. Which is advantage in a way. But it outweighs the advantages. Kay at the end of the day, you forget to live your life. You have forgotten to prioritize your life and your health. Having it said so it can lead to mental, physical, spiritual, tanan gyud, emotional exhaustion or deterioration. You tend to be more stressed about life in general. Like gamay lang bikil, so stressed about it. Ana good. Gamay lang
sound good.
So stressed. Gamay lang ang problema ba? Mas stress na dayon ka. And it might not kung sige up until now you're still hustling. It might not caught up on you now, but in the long run, it will. So, you have to question by yourself, is it worth it? Or question yourself 100, 1,000 times, is it worth it to hustle? And to, bang, do something more extra in your life. Or in fact, you don't have any work-life balance, isn't it? Yeah. So, moving forward,
lagi
unsa man
ikaw
ikaw
ako jud unsa man pod imong ma-advise atong mga listener diha di ba nga for sure once in their life or probably currently they are in a state of experiencing burnout ba unsa man imong ma-advise nila day
kanang akong ma-share lang sa atong mga fellow listeners or viewers. Like, we need to assess our capacity and capabilities to do things in life. Yeah. You have to set your priorities in life. Which one is your most priority? Your life, your worth, your health, or more money, kumbaga. And then, or if you are a busy person, always find time to unwind. Detox, just chill and relax. Sometimes, di nga sila nga, you're just being couch potato, you just stay at home, just Netflix and chill. But, if it makes you relax, even just for a day, then go for it. sometimes not doing anything and not thinking about things can make you relax as well. It can make you de-stress, and then it will boost you for tomorrow's event.
Recharge by recharge.
Yes. And then you can spend quality time with your family, friends, or just be yourself. If making you recharge or relax is staying at home and do nothing, then please do so, diba? For me, one way to relax after a long week of working is just spending time with myself. Just like have a quality time, me time, diba? We always say karon, diba? We always hear this word me time, which true, you have to have your me time, because in that way you will find joy and peace and happiness in solitude, isn't it? So 3 more things: do not overdo things in your life, do not put pressure on yourself, and do not be too hard on yourself. If there are things that you cannot achieve tomorrow or the other in few months time, so do not dwell on it. Yeah. So just have time to relax. Ikaw, Day, how about you, Day?
Murag na ingon na nimo akong thoughts, Day.
Really?
Copy lang ko, copy-paste lang ko, guys. Copy-paste lang ko.
Sure, oy.
Sure, lagi kayo. Abiga dyan ta, Day.
Apa yung sabi?
Pagkalihan na tag-script. Sabo? Dili, mo add-on lang ko. Sakto
sige.
gito. Sakto gito tanan ang gingon ni Joyet nga kanang mo gave time you ka kay bawgi ka kung unsa imong priority, kung maniba or imuhabang health in general. But for me, nowadays man good, you really need to be kanang kuan ba? You really need to be kanang value your time.
True.
Para nako ha.
Totally agree.
Pwede man ka example, mag-binge watch ka dihag Netflix tanan-tanan. Pero nakoy kaila nga mag-binge watch until alas 2 or alas 3 sa kadlawon ba? Nga instead, di ba, og mag-binge watch imo pa lang nang itulog. Di ba?
Kasi dahil.
Murag ako pangalan, shout out sa mga gilid. Lagi tinuod bitaw oy kay usahay ba, mao man nay purpose sa mga Netflix, sa mga series kay para to hook you up, kay para inana gani. Mao jud na siya purpose. Pero if tagaan nimo, usa po na siya sa ka-discipline sa imong self, how you discipline yourself. If your priority is to be healthy and to be fitter, then you need to sacrifice that kind of habit.
True.
Not really sacrificing nga dili na lang jud kamo tan-aw. You set a time for it, like for 2 hours I will watch that series. Then after that one, I will need to rest. Ana siya. Although usahay di man ta ma-consistent no, kay usahay
Di malikayan.
Pero as much as possible, sakto tong gingon ni Joyet nga you really need to know your priorities in life nowadays. Even though if you are young karon ha, sa mga naminaw karon nga mga younger, inyuhang lawas kay ayaw kay na ninyo i-overwork kay maningil ang lawas baya. Like myself, grabe kaayo ka hardworking kay ko pag 20s na ko nga feel ako superwoman kay ko tagam naabot ko sa akong edad karon nga agay murag back pain is real, murag inana
Daga nagipang
lagi ka nang dili mas straight ka nang white tul ganay la kaya pa kaayo na karon dili na jud siya kaya oy kay kung unsa man akong gipang buhat sa 20s, mo reflect man na it will not reflect now, but eventually maningil man gud na ang lawas. Then naningil na siya ron. naningil na siya ron. And aside from you set a period of time to do a given task, like for example, daghan kay kag project niya ma-overwhelm ka. Unaha kung unsa gi priority kanang sa kadaghan ng project, unahagid unsay pinaka-priority ana. And if you are able to do that one on that day, do not be too hard on yourself nga maghuwat na lang yun ka nga kanang i-reward nimo imong self in the long run. I-reward nimo self karon dayon. Like for example, i-treat nimo imong self sa kape. Diba? Like kung dili gid ka ka-afford og mga social mga kape diha.
3-in-1.
Balik ka ni man lang dito na babalita ko kopi ko nang ana ra good, dili man ka kinahanglan mo cope up sa society. It depends on how you reward yourself for the small wins that you are. Example, mag-exercise, yung plano kay mag-exercise ko for 10 minutes niyan, i-show up ka karon na day. Kay mata jud ka kay mag-exercise ka, fulfillment na kay mo ka nagtinapol. Diba?
Correct.
So kana reward yourself by unsa man imong ganan ba kang pait og chocolate for yourself. Inana, it doesn't need to be fancy to be able for you to accomplish kanang to give yourself a reward ba ya. Eventually maka-afford na ka din.
Kung maka-afford na ka og kanang Chanel,
o
Louis Vuitton,
Hermes.
Hermes.
Nga dili na wrong spelling. Okay na jud, ana ra na siya. That's how you go on with your life and that's how you motivate yourself ba. Sakto day.
That's true, day. Well said.
Oh, perfect
Well said.
kaayo. So Day.
Yes.
As always, Day, naamang gyud tay quotations or quotes after
For the day, yeah.
For today.
Banat.
Ang kinabuhi dili lang bahin sa trabaho, kundi sa pagdiskubre kung unsa gyud ang makahimo nimo nga malipay.
So in English, life is not just about work, but about discovering what truly makes you happy.
Tinuod. So sa among mga listener, is the hustle really worth it, or is it time for you to have a balance and time to relax? Diba?
Wow.
Bukas ba yun? So, we hope you enjoyed today's podcast and learn a thing or two to become the best version of yourself.
As we always say, every day is a learning.
This is Avi
And Joy. We are truly
Maka Proud. Till the next one.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.